So today we're going to be doing the Pixie Q&A. I think I'm just gonna jump right into it because it's pretty self-explanatory. One of the most requested things is, do you have a picture of like the back of your head or the side of your head, or like how thick is your hair? So we're gonna talk about that, and I have quite a funny story about my new haircut that I have here. Do you guys like it? Do you hate it? Let me know in the comments below. I have really thick hair. And so once it starts to grow out, it really becomes a problem with styling and things like that because it won't fucking do anything, ever. So I made an appointment to go get my hair cut, and I was super excited. And I brought in a picture, because I always bring in a picture of what I want because I think that that's easiest. It had the side, the back, and the front, so I'm like, there's no way they can fuck this up. And I will insert a picture, the picture that I brought right here. And yeah, that's not what I got at all. In the hairstylist's defense, the fade they did right here on the side of my head where it goes like from my ear up, it's like basically almost skin and then gets longer and longer and longer, like that is almost perfect. Like, it is perfect. I will say that. So the barber I went to did an amazing job on the sides of my head and just kind of fucked everything else up. He went like so short, it was crazy. Like, look at that. And it's not like I had short hair, like really short hair, and I wanted this style, and so this is as close as he could get. No. I had long hair. Like, when I lifted this up, like my pixie, oh my god, I can't even get, like, it was long. You guys remember what it looked like. Like, look at my previous video. Like, I had to twist my bangs back. These are as long as my bangs are now. Like, this is the longest, this side. And look at that, it doesn't even go past my freaking eyebrow. The day that it happened, like, I was livid. I was like, oh my god, this is fucking like nothing that I asked for. Like, it's kind of close. Like, the back he kind of got close because it does do like the V shape, if that's a thing that it does in the picture, but again, he cut it too short. Like, I can't faux hawk this up. Like, I have to lay it down because it's so short. So that was a piss off. But yeah, so the day that I got it done, he styled it all weird too. He like tried to faux hawk it, but like just the side, like this was all fuzzy and out, and I don't know, it was just super weird. So this is kind of some advice to anyone who's ever gotten a pixie cut done that was just like not what you wanted, or you hated it, or whatever. My advice to you is to leave it for a couple days. Because my sister, one of my sisters is a hairdresser, and so I was talking to her about it, and she's like, well, you're gonna have to leave it for a couple days because your hair is in like shock. And to be perfectly honest, every product that every hairstylist tries to use in my hair when they style it is just, like, it doesn't work. If you've never styled a pixie before, I'm sorry, you're gonna be bad at it. Like, it has nothing to do with how good of a hairdresser you are, but like, if you're not used to styling short hair, like, you're just not good at it. So anyway, wash the product that they put in out of it. I only had to wait a day, to be perfectly honest. I put a hat on my head for a day, and I was just like, fuck this, and so fucking me. And so I did that for about a day, and then the day after, you know, my hair relaxed a little, and like, I can't really style it. I can basically do like a baby faux hawk, or do what I'm doing right now, which is just kind of like swooping it to the side, because I can't leave it just straight down because it looks like a boy army cut, basically. I feel like I should be in the army. I feel like this is like this, and that's even styled, so that looks cuter than it does when it, like, I could do this, but when it's not styled, it's just like all like not PC, and it's just, oh. Unstyled, this haircut is very unflattering, but styled, like, it's not so bad now. It's growing on me. But yeah, wear a hat for a day or a couple weeks. I was honestly giving myself 2 weeks. I'm like, in 2 weeks, I'll be able to style it somewhat, and I'll like it. Like, it's not going to be a big deal. So you just have to keep reminding yourself, like, give yourself a couple days, or at least up to 2 weeks, and then you'll be able to fix it and all that. If you have to wear hats for 2 weeks, whatever. That's what I was planning on doing, but mine just happened. Like, my hair relaxed, and I didn't mind the style. I don't mind the style now. I think it's cute, but It was just, I think, shocking because it was like not what I was expecting at all, like not even close. So that happened. So yeah, I will do like a side view of both sides, and like I said before, like this is a fade upwards. It's the first time I've gotten an actual fade. If you do like the way like it gradually gets longer, and I'll show you the other side too. Yeah, like the way it like slowly gets longer and longer and longer. In my personal experience, hairdressers haven't been able to do that. If you want a good fade, your best bet is to go to a barber, just because I think they do it more often, because it is very tricky to get it to fade upwards. But anyways, so that's the sides. This is the front. Put this down for you. And just so you know that on my social medias, I will have a front, side, and back picture of this pixie cut. And then I will give you another peek at the back. I'm just like making sure I'm in frame. And yeah, for my pixie that you see in my other two videos, I can't give you a front, side, and back of that one because those are both different styles. In my very first pixie video, my top was super long and I had super long bangs. Like my bangs came down to here for my very first pixie cut that I got. And then the back, instead of having it do this V, it was shaved like this all the way up until about, I'm trying to find where my crown is, until about here, I think, like somewhere in this area, and then it got longer and longer and longer as it came forward. So I hope that kind of helps people get an idea of what that one was like. And then my second pixie cut that I had, that was in my second pixie tutorial video, sorry. It was basically the same style. Like I had it shaved all the way up. I didn't have this like, sorry, this piece is just like not wanting to lie flat today. Yeah, and then I kind of have these like random long hairs that he left because I think he wanted me to do something like, I don't know. I'm just leaving it for a little bit and just playing around with it and then maybe fixing it later. My second pixie hair that I had that was in my second pixie tutorial video, it was still the same. It was shaved upwards on the sides and the backs, just like my first pixie haircut, except the top was just a bit shorter. Like my bangs, they didn't come down to here. I believe they came down to like here. And like this side was longer and this side, it was like short to long kind of thing for that, because I really wanted to be able to faux hawk it very well. Sorry, I'm looking in here so that I know that I'm touching the right spots on my hair to make it make sense. Anyways, another question that I frequently got asked was, what is the tuffing brush that I use? And this is a like legitimate tuffing brush. It has these really thick, coarse, dense bristles on the front, and it's used, like this is specifically called a tuffing brush. And when you go to a hair salon that sells like retail, like shampoos and brushes and like bobby pins and all that, that's where I found mine. And the end, mine's actually broke off. It gets a little bit pointier than that. It's used for like parting your hair and whatever, so you can tuff easier. And yeah, you just like take a chunk of hair and take this. You do it in the back, but I'm going to do it in the front just so you can see. And you just go up and down, up and down, up and down. And so, and my hair obviously has product in it already, and you'll need product to make it stand up. I highly recommend it because it works so well. Like combs and other kinds of brushes just cannot even compare to what this does for tuffing. And I've also had people ask what I use to get my hair this like really light blonde. And the thing is, if you're gonna go blonde from like a darker color, especially if it's dyed darker color, I highly, highly, highly recommend you going into a professional hairstylist and getting it color corrected. That's what they do to like lighten your hair basically. Well, that's what they've done for me because usually I'm black. I have black hair when I want to go blonde because I'm bipolar. Either I want to have black hair or blonde. Nothing in the middle. But yes, so that's what I suggest doing the first time, just so you don't totally wreck your hair. And then what I use to bleach mine is this kaleidoscope. It's like a blue bleach powder. Comes in a little thing like this. And I haven't tried any other bleaches, like this is just the one that I'm trying now, so I can't really compare it to anything. I got all of my bleaching supplies at Sally's Beauty Salon, and then I did use 20 volume, but they didn't have a big tub of 20 volume, and I was really getting sick and tired of buying the little 20 volumes and having to buy like 3 of them and then still having them run out. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know, it just didn't quite lift enough for me, like lift enough that I liked it. So I just got 30. I would do not do 40, please. I hear that wrecks your hair a lot. To be perfectly honest, if they had like a 25 volume, that was probably what I would have used, but they didn't, so I don't even know if they make 25. Like, I'm just starting to dye my hair with bleach, so I can't really give you like professional advice on any of this. But yeah, I use 30, especially right now since my hair is so short. It doesn't even really matter if I damage it a little bit, because damaged short hair just styles better, as awful as that sounds. And then to tone it, this isn't real toner, because like you have to mix it with developer, and like from what I've heard from other people, that's not what all toners have to do. Maybe it's just a specific one. It says it's a cream oil lightening toner, so I don't really know what that means, but okay. So this is what I use. Blonde Brilliance. Like, to bleach it first, I'll mix it 1-on-1 with this. And then to tone it, I mix it 1-on-1 with this. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan. My hair just feels a bit coarser now that I've had to do this step, so I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm really going to try and find something else that tones better, because I feel like there is other toners out there. This is just all they had at Sally's when I was there. Well, they had others, but same basic concept. So yes, this is what I use for that. What you want to look for is a toner that has like purple in it, because when you're done toning your hair, it's gonna come out lavender, a little bit lavender. Mine's usually splotchy lavender, but like with one wash, usually it'll end up coming out. And that's how you get this really white blonde, and then it just slowly loses its tone and slowly goes a little bit yellow and yellow and yellow and yellow and yellower. And then yeah, I'm just gonna answer some general questions that almost come up always when people comment on a Pixie video, like, oh, what do you do when, you know, people say you look like a boy, or that it's a boy haircut, or whatever. And I think that's fucking stupid as far as I'm concerned. I really think it's dumb. And if people make dumb comments about that, like your hair or something like that, just ignore them. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, if their opinion doesn't really matter, then their opinion doesn't really matter. But I do get the struggle of like hearing things like that. It's kind of like off-putting, I guess, because like, you don't want to get a haircut that you're gonna get like negative feedback from, right? If it's any of your guy friends, just be like, whatever, you're just jealous I look better in your haircut than you do. In all honesty, if like having short hair makes you happier because you like the way you look, like that's what really matters. And you know, like if they think you look like a boy, then whatever, looking like a boy makes you happy, and they should just, you know, fuck off. What matters is that you're happy, and it's your fucking hair. Like, why is that even a thing? Yeah, if you want a pixie, I suggest just going and doing it. Like, if that's gonna make you happier, like, why not? Like, it's just your hair. If you absolutely hate it, you can grow it back. Yes, it's gonna, if you want to grow it back long again, it will take a long time, so make sure that you're, like, definite about getting a pixie, but, like, once you are, go for it. When people say, like, oh, I'm nervous about getting a pixie because of my face shape, what you should do is you should Google, like, literally, like, pixie cuts for round faces, or pixie cuts for, you know, pointy faces, or something. That's what I did. I, like, researched a bunch of, like, pixie hair cuts, and then I compared them to what, like, my actual face looked like, and then I was kind of, you know, I kind of went from there, like, what ones I like, why I like them, and then I kind of went into what ones I thought would look good on me. So yeah, that's what I do to, like, kind of research what kind of pixie cut I want. And when you're going into the hairstylist, I really do suggest bringing a picture, even though it didn't work for mine, obviously. You know, he clearly looked at the picture and then got amnesia. Usually they're pretty good about it. Like, usually they will reference the picture like multiple times as they're cutting your hair. Like, that's how you know you have a good stylist, is when they constantly ask like, okay, can I see the picture again? I just want to see like how they did the back or whatever. And if you can't get a picture of the back of the head, of the style that you want, like, I would suggest just leaving it up to the stylist, being like, oh, do whatever you want, you know. Because that's what I did to one of my, like, the stylist I usually go to moved away, so, which is why I went to the new stylist, which I will still be looking for a new stylist next time I need to cut my hair, but, yeah. She would always, like, ask for references, and then I was like, if I didn't have the picture of, like, the back of how the hair looked, I'd be like, yeah, well, do whatever you want, do whatever you think is gonna look good, and it did. It looked awesome. The pixie haircuts that I had in my 2 pixie hair tutorials, I believe they're a type of undercut pixie, but to be perfectly honest, to go into and to ask a hairstylist for like an undercut pixie is not really realistic, because there's a bunch of different types of undercuts. I don't know if they have specific names, and to be perfectly honest, your hairstylist probably won't know them. So I would suggest taking in a picture and just being like, I'd like something like this. Yeah, to go in and be like, I want an undercut pixie, like you could come out with anything that has like shaved and longer. And don't be afraid too that if you get out of your pixie haircut and it's still a little bit long, to take your own scissors and just snip a little bit off. I've had to do that sometimes, obviously not in this case, but usually I do have to take some like off the front or throughout here just to be able to faux hawk it, because until you really style your hair, sometimes it's hard to see what works and what doesn't work for your hair. Yeah, sometimes you're just gonna have bad haircut experiences and there's just not really a lot you can do about it. You just kind of have to, you know, brush it off and move on. And like the thing with like curly hair too, I can't really give advice on that because I don't really know what happens when you cut really curly hair, because I don't have really curly hair like at all, so I can't really help you there. And just for the record, I am not a hairstylist or any of that nonsense. This is just what I do for my hair because it's what works for me. So and for everyone like struggling with their new pixie cut, like it does take a long time to figure out what products are gonna work for your hair and what products aren't. Obviously, like when I went and got my very first pixie cut, I got some products that weren't too great. But the second time I went in, my hairstylist had actually had a girl who had a pixie cut come in and tell her like what kind of products she uses and stuff, and so then I started using those ones and they worked so much better. Yeah, learning to style your pixie takes honestly a really long time. For me it took like at least 6 months. I remember for the first 6 months it was kind of like, this is okay, but you know, not in love with it. But now I really do, like with my pixie haircuts, have the confidence to be like, if I wanted to style my hair like that, I could get it like that and it would stay all day. So it does take a while, so don't be discouraged if like for a really long time you're like, God, I just can't get it right, because it takes a while to find good products and find, you know, the different styles that work for you and work for your hair and all of that jazz. So just takes time. Don't give in, girl. Even though I showed all of my products in my previous videos, I still had people ask me like, what did I use, what did I use? So I will show you now. The first one we're going to look at is this AG Plastique Extreme Volumizer, and the thing is you don't have to get these exact products if you can't find them. If you find another volumizer, it should, in theory, do the same thing. But if you definitely want these ones, I got all of these at Chatter's. It's a hair salon. I know some places don't have that, and I've had some people ask me if I could find like lower brands that do the same thing. I will do that eventually, but it's kind of gonna have to wait till these start getting lower, because I don't just want to buy more hair products if I'm not actually going to use it. You know what I mean? It just seems like a waste of money. Even though to help you save money, it's like irony. But yeah, and it's very liquidy. You put it on your hair when it's wet, and this helps like, it thickens your hair, but in like a different way. It thickens it, but it has product in it, so it makes it stand up easier, if that makes sense, which is why I always like to thin my hair and then use this, because I get to control like the consistency of my hair basically. So yeah, I use that. I also use this Redken Ruffle Up 14 thing. It doesn't, it's a volume building gel. So again, if you find another volume building gel, it should, in theory, do the same thing. And it looks like this on the inside. Yes, this is amazing. You put it like just on your roots and it really makes your hair stand up as well. And like all these products hold. Like it'll stay like that all day, which is really important to me anyways. And then to make it like this piecey look, like all individual hairs, because normal hair doesn't do that ever, I have this texturizing rough paste, also by Redken. And I know I had someone, BT Dub, say that they weren't sure if this was made anymore. I'm pretty sure it is, because I didn't get this that long ago, and yeah, it was still there. So maybe you just couldn't find it, I'm not sure. But yes, this Redken rough paste, again, any other rough paste will or should, in theory, do the same thing. And then I have an extreme holding spray that I use just lightly all over my head, and then sometimes if I'm faux hawking, I'll spray my roots with it, and then tuff a little bit just to help keep it up. And this is Osis? Is that how you say this? Osis? I don't know. But yeah, and I swear by all these products, these are the best short hair products I have found so far. But yeah, I think that's basically the most like frequently asked questions anyways about pixies is like, is my hair thick? Yes. What does the 360 look like? What products you use? What brush? How do you get it that color? Blah 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 blah. Yeah, those are basically all the questions I have for you today. If you like this video or want to see more Pixie question and answer videos in the future, give it a big thumbs up. Please leave a comment if you have any other questions that you have about pixies. But just remember, if you do leave a comment, if I have liked your comment and you don't see that I've directly replied to you, it's because I can't because of your privacy settings. So look through the comments and I will have your username at the beginning of it. So yeah, if I've liked your comment, I have replied somewhere in the comment feed, which is out of my control. I can't fix that. I'm sorry. But yeah, and if you want to see if you want to get like a picture of the sides, the back, and the front of this pixie, I will have it on my social media. Twitter, it's at KSBELLANGER, and on Tumblr and Instagram, it's xoxoprettybitches. I'm also on Google+, but I won't be posting my, well, maybe I will. I'll probably post it there too, yeah. So xoxoprettybitches as well on Google+. Yeah, for like future haircuts that I get and future dye jobs that I do, I'll try and remember to do 360 pictures all the time so that you guys have that all the time, because it's just one of those things you just forget, you know? You're like, oh yeah, I guess. Like, there's not a lot of pictures of the back of people's heads for pixie cuts, which kind of makes sense because who takes a picture of the back of their head? I'm gonna have to try. But yeah, anyways guys, I hope you like this video and I will see you pretty bitches in my next video. Bye guys.